We are running.
We are seeing the minds of children hijacked.
Our school systems are making our students weaker.
Think about this sequence. It's called life in childhood. You come out of the womb, you have a few years with your parents, 2 or 3 years with your parents, who are also often passing on their programming because they've been through the same sequence you're about to go through. You then find yourself at the age of 3 or 4, just coming to the world, and now you're sitting at a desk with an authority figure for all your formative years from now on, telling you what's right and wrong, when you have to be there, 8:55, no later, when you can leave, what you must wear, what's right, what's wrong, when you can eat, like I say, when you can go to the toilet.
My father was the head of education, PhD, all that stuff. I go home and ask him, why don't we learn about money in school? He looked at me and says, the government tells us what we can teach and what we can't teach. And I thought that was strange. And I said, but aren't we going to school to learn about money? He says, no, your job is to get a job.
It's just teaching to be there at 9 and leave at 4, and it's teaching to wear a tie, and it's teaching you to be a part of this machine. Why are we spending so much time learning so much useless information?
I asked the teacher, I said, I'm in my 3rd year of calculus now. It was called strength of materials. I said, am I ever going to use this stuff? He goes, no. I said, why do you teach it? Because I get paid. I said, do you ever use it? He goes, no. In life, one of the things I suggest to people, you got to find a real teacher versus a fake teacher. And a fake teacher is somebody who doesn't do what they teach. In school, they compensate for risk by telling you to memorize the right answer. So in other words, these kids leave school thinking, oh, if I know the right answers, then there's no risk. And it drives old guys like me crazy. Because everybody's talking about millennials. What's wrong with them? Millennials is the most highly educated generation in history. They know all the answers, but they're afraid of doing anything because you might hurt somebody's feelings, you might make a mistake. And that just keeps you guys just trapped in this little box. In my world, if you play it safe, that makes you stupid. Because if you don't take risks, you don't get smarter. Most of my teachers were terrified. They're all cowards, job security. Don't make mistakes. Just memorize the right answer and you'll be safe.
You're putting these kids in a bubble, and by the time they come out, the world has changed. And the world is changing at an ever-increasing rate. Peter Diamandis said, between 2000 and 2015, we will see as much change in the world, or we saw as much change in the world as 1900 to 2000. But here's the crazy bit. Between 2016 and 2022, we will see as much change in the world as the entire 20th century. And then from 2022 to 2025, in 3 years, the world will shift as much as an entire century before. So what's going to happen when you spend 4 years in the bubble with a bunch of other teenagers?
Unfortunately, our school system says if you fail, you're stupid. That is not true.
We are running out of time. What are you going to do with the time you have left? I say that if you don't reposition yourself, you could miss the best time in your life, in this season of life. Because we have got to change the way we think. We have got to change the way we function. We have got to change the way we deal with issues. And the reason that you have to begin to reposition the way you think and the way you function and the way you feel is that we many times are stuck between the lines